And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host Ray. With me as always is Father.
Raining hard as shit outside.
I know this is raining hard as a motherfucker. And if any and if anybody else comes, they'll come through. How you doing today, Father? How's your day going?
Man, I have to replace the fucking charger port in my laptop. So I had to wait for the part to come in. Then I have to pay the woman that does my taxes, and I basically have no money left.
Damn. I I'm not gonna lie, today it's been a boring day. I just basically waiting for this shit to come. Um I know you didn't see the DMX and Snoop thing, so we ain't gotta talk about that. But I guess since we both wrestling fans, I do want to talk about this. There's been speculation on you heard about the Booker T Naomi thing, right?
Uh, a little bit. I know that there was a hashtag called Naomi deserves better, and Booker T commented, but I didn't see what he said.
Oh, good. I get to read the quote for you. So basically, all right. The quote goes, "Quote: They can all go to hell with these hashtags. As far as I'm concerned, no one deserves a chance. All right. First and foremost, you have to earn your chance and your spot on a roster. This is not some movement to just pull somebody up just because. I hate to sit here and say this and talk this way because I like Naomi. Because I like Naomi. Excuse me. But as far as the business goes, you get in on your merit alone. That's it. No buddy system. I know someone's going to hear me say, well, such and such, and that why they doing it. Yes, that may be true, but life's not fair. Sometimes you got to make your own breaks. Sometimes you have to go out there and rise to the occasion when no one thought you could. It may not happen overnight. No one expected me, including myself, to become six-time world champion. So, Father, I've always said, as a black man, it's hard to be a wrestling fan because some of the people that we like, especially like black wrestlers like us, they don't really get the same opportunities as other black wrestlers. As other wrestlers that are not black. How do you feel about what Booker T said, though?
I'm gonna hit you with the classic. I don't condone what he said, but I understand, and I'm gonna explain why. So we both know Booker T. He came up, he's as old school as they come. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Probably when he started in the business, he was wrestling with the likes of Ric Flair and them. So he's considered like a literal veteran in the game, right? And
Right.
then on top of that, this is a man that's been locked up before. So, he's been through it. So I can't fault him for, like, you know what I'm saying, having that type of mentality, because it's an old school mentality. It's that pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get it in. And ain't nobody told me, ain't nobody, there were no hashtags for Booker T when I was in the game. So you know what I'm saying, like, unfortunately, because there was no hashtags for me and shit, I'm gonna look at it this way and not like conform to the ways of today where everything's like out in the open. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, and I think this is very important, is that when Booker T and them was wrestling, you know what I'm saying? Wrestling wasn't like as open book as it was now. You know what I'm saying? There was appearances to keep. So because of that old school mentality, he said what he said. And I understand what he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's saying it out of hate, or I don't think he's saying it to disrespect Naomi. But I just think it's that kind of like old school tough love type of shit. And there's a grown ass man from Texas too, so he's gonna tell it to you straight. But I disagree, because as we also both know, Naomi is like one of the hardest working women in the WWE. This is a woman that has reinvented herself time and time again, and she's excelled in almost every position you put her in. If you put her in mid card, she was the mid card queen for a very, very long time. When she held the SmackDown Women's Championship, she actually had a good reign. You know what I'm saying? She could do she could do the opening slots. She could do the mid cards, and she could do the main events if she want to. So this is another woman I feel like she's more than earned her due. You know what I'm saying? This is a woman that I love seeing on my TV every time she comes out with her entrance and the way she presents herself. Her, like, the way she moves in the ring. She's actually one of the most athletic wrestlers in the roster in general. So I do think that she's definitely earned her keep. Um, when it came to the loss with Lacey Evans on that SmackDown that triggered the whole Naomi deserves better thing, I was kind of confused myself because like we all know Naomi's great. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes there may be some days where you're gonna take L's, you're gonna take losses. It's happened to the best of us. So I think that personally, the path that Naomi's going, I feel like even if people feel like she's not getting her opportunities, it's not going to take long before she becomes champion again. And I just think that right now the focus is on Bailey and Sasha and Asuka because those three are kind of like carrying the not carrying the women's division, but carrying WWE on their backs as we speak. So yeah,
I've mostly, and I feel, and I'm gonna speak for myself, but I do think most black people feel this the same way. As a black man, it's hard to be a wrestling fan because obviously there are obvious racist shit that's gone on in the business, especially when it comes to WWE. It's like there's no reason, and like for example, Apollo Cruz. I think he's a talented brother. If you see him, he works hard in the ring. He could he could do things little guys do, and he can like do things big guys do. But why? And this is a personal thing. My nickname for him is generic black guy number three because obviously, like as good as he is, it's like his personality and all the other stuff doesn't really carry on into the business. I know he now just got the title ran, and I know like COVID kind of like because I heard he got COVID, and that kind of like messed it up for him right now. But it's just like when you see him, when you see, it's just like he's very generic when it comes to the promos and stuff. Now I love Naomi. Like we both of us, we said it all the time. We love Naomi. I love her glow gimmick, but before that, I thought she was like promo wise, I thought she was generic. When she turned heel, it's obvious she did not like being a heel, and it's just it didn't fit her that well either, and it showed in the and because she was getting no type of pop. And there's one thing if you're like getting booed, that's good as a heel, but when you get no pop, as like that's how you know like some things is not working for her. Now, when she did have her title reign, like you said, it was really good. So it's just like I root for Naomi all the fucking time. I don't like seeing her lose to Lacey Evans. I know you like her, but I'm not that big on Lacey Evans yet. But that's just me. And one thing I've always said that Naomi, she's kind of like handicapped because she came up in that Divas era. So I felt like people who didn't know who she was before, they probably thought she was trash. Because you know how like most of the wrestlers in the Divas era, like Natalia, um, Naomi, and I'll even throw Alicia Fox in there because I still think she has the best Northern Light suplex that in the WWE. They kind of like have to like I feel like they have to work twice as hard to where I guess even though like your Sasha Banks, your Oscars, your Baileys, they work hard too. But since they already came in as women wrestlers, not divas, they didn't have to like get that stigma out their name as like divas that can't wrestle. Because obviously you and I both know she came up in that era with her and Cameron was trash. Um, but the thing with Booker T is I don't think he's wrong either because he had to do it himself. And I know a lot of people say Mark Henry is the same way, but Mark Henry is the same had to do it himself either. Now where my black side comes in is just like I feel like Booker T should at least held the title in WWE about five more times than he did in WCW because like Booker T, obviously when he came up, and this is during the Monday, and I'm counting the Monday Night Wars and him coming into WWE. You had to go up against Goldberg, Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, NWO, Sting, and did I say Goldberg? If not, Goldberg is one of them. And then like you got the WWE side where you got Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, Triple H, DX, The Rock, Undertaker, Kane with the mask. and like the New Age Outlaws and all that other stuff. He had to compete with those people and still like entertain you and like be up there and be able to co-main event WrestleMania with Triple H and all that other stuff. Which I everybody felt like he should have won that one, especially the way the story goes. So it's just like you see it. My the wrestling side of me is like Booker T is right, but the black side of me is like, but you know how this is for like us black folks. It's like we really gotta work hard for like you know, and Charlotte like she's already like what 10 times champion, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are sick of seeing Charlotte, and like Sasha Banks, yeah, she won it 5 times, but like if you like, I tell people if you accumulate her days,
Oh,
they're barely a month.
oh, that hurts. That hurts me because you know how
That
much I love that girl.
Yeah, and you love Sasha Banks, and I'm telling people like, and I know Dion was like so, but I was like Nia Jax when she had it at least for like 2 months. It's like a lot of when Alexa Bliss had it, she had it for like damn near what 3 or 4 months. Sasha, she gets it for like 2 weeks and then like have to give it up. They're like looking at her, even though she won it 5 times. Some people will call her a paper champion, and looking at her days is just not like that. So it's just like I feel like just Booker T. I don't think he was like dissing him. I think he's just harder on because we do it all the time to each other. We're harder on each other than like other people because like you know the old saying, we got to work twice as hard to get half of what they get. Um,
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add before we move on to our next topic?
I think the only thing I want to add is I feel like Naomi, her time is coming again. I don't think like it's as obvious as her getting overlooked, but the thing about WWE is that, and I think you hella agree with this, they got a lot of talented people on their roster. I feel like within NXT, within SmackDown and Raw, all of their talent is fire. So it's hard to just commit to one. That's why I feel like Bayley has been champion for so long because she's just been killing it. And she has not slowed down since she's had that championship. Ever since she turned heel. Now, there was times where it was dry. But right now, her and Sasha are literally at the top of their game. And even though Sasha Banks didn't win the match against Asuka, the storyline of her basically holding the championship, is very interesting because, okay, she's not champion officially, but just seeing her be double champions with Bayley, it's a really good feeling to see. You know what I'm saying? Especially when she's been working hard. So like I just feel like it's not even that they're not giving Naomi a chance, but it's like Lacey Evans is good too. Natalia's been doing the damn thing for 10 years. She's a heart. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many talented people on that roster. It's just hard to, like pick one and just, unless, it's been planned that, oh, you're gonna be champion for this X amount of time. Adam Cole just lost the championship. He been champion for like 400 days. So
Yeah, and for the people like I understand black like if you're a black wrestler, I understand because it seems like damn, I don't get. I feel like in in a tough love type of way, he is giving a plus because he said many a times Naomi is the best female athlete out there, and he said it himself. If you could like give me a month with her, I can. And a lot of people feel like that. If you can give me a month with her, I feel like I can make her see the business the way like how Booker T sees it. Because let's be real, Booker T had to reinvent himself a couple times, especially with the King Booker when he became King of Ring and he became King Booker. Like people loved it, people loved it, people loved to hate it, and it was good for him. Like that reinvention is good for him when he's on the Raw announcement. Like he's someone I like listening to. I don't care what anybody say. I like hearing Booker T on the Raw
same,
announcement.
same.
It's like it's not normal. No, it's not normal, but it's him. Like I feel like you get him.
Yeah.
So I feel like I just look at it as tough love, and I know like sometimes we look at the old heads like oh they're not for us and none of that other stuff, or they say oh he trying to. I think one of them was talking about he's trying to play massa or he trying to protect the brand. It's like nah, he did it this, and a lot of people, and I know a lot of older black people are like this too. I did it this way. Why can't you? And I know a lot of people felt like this. Like, if I did it this way, and this obviously it worked because he's a two-time Hall of Famer, why can't you? You already like you said, there are so many good fucking wrestlers that you gotta like at least like let them know that you're here too. So I feel like your date, even if you're in for like 11 years, you still gotta show up. So on to that. We okay. Where do you want to go? You want to go Tory Lanez, Make the Stallion, Kanye, or Nick Cannon?
Let's do Megs.
Okay. Man. This is a okay. This is really kind of like an odd situation because not everything is out there fully, and right now I guess we can only speak on allegedly, but it's like allegedly. They said like Megan Steiner said the person who was using the gun was had the intent to harm them, and Tory Lanez obviously got arrested for having a gun, and it's a felony. So you put two and two together, you thinking it's Tory Lanez and all that other stuff, and like people have kind of been running this story to the ground, man. And what is your opinion about this, Father?
Oh man! First of all, I just want to give my well wishes to Megan Thee Stallion. You know, me and you, we've been there since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to see her like be traumatized with a situation like that, especially when she's like literally one of the nicest people you ever meet. She literally has beef with no one, and to just see her go through that is, it ain't fair. But um, my issue with this whole situation is social media, and it's social media because people are memeing about it and people are just speculating, and there's all this fucking he say she say, oh, this happened, that happened. Like, y'all motherfuckers wasn't in that situation in the first place for y'all to be making all that noise about what potentially happened or not. So it's just a whole bunch of cap and just a whole bunch of just nigga babble about a situation about that they not in. And then I heard the narrative that, oh, Megan Thee Stallion is getting memed on, but Kanye, everyone's showing all this sympathy for Kanye when he's going through some shit, and they was trying to make that comparison, and I'm like, this is just another way for y'all to interject this gender war shit that we've been not trying to deal with because we out here in the streets getting killed. The Black Lives Matter thing is going on, but you can tell that there's a lot of people with a whole lot of narratives and agendas and shit like that. Now, even see, my thing is like Megan Thee Stallion already made a statement. She said that, she's been traumatized by this whole thing. So why don't we all just come together and just make sure that she's doing good? Because this is a woman that like this is one of the biggest rappers of our time right now. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like people are using her situation to further this agenda of to further say black men ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And we've had this conversation so many fucking times. It's getting to the point. It's like, okay, are you for solutions, or are you just just saying shit over and over and over and over again? Because at this point, I feel like I done heard every single argument in the book about how black men ain't shit. You feel
Say it
me?
again. Say it again.
Like
Say it again. That sounds so good. God damn.
we we have heard every single motherfucking argument in the book about how black men ain't shit. And at this point, I don't even know what else there is to say about black men at this point. Like, so much shit has been said. You've done all the study groups. You've done all the projections. You've done all the fucking, like, even when you reach, we don't say nothing. We hear what you're saying. But it's getting to a point where it's like, nigga, okay, so what are we going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Are you just going to sit there and just, always just hark it back to how black men are misogynistic and they don't protect black women? Or are we actually going to do something with the black men that do want to protect women and cultivate a culture with that? Because obviously there's a lot of people that want to see Megan Thee Stallion be better. It's not just black women either. It's not just exclusively black women. So with this whole situation, I just hope that the people that are like the perpetrators of that situation get held accountable. And I also hope Megan can really watch her back, and you know what I'm saying, just like come back and watch the circle and watch the people that she's with. Now, and this is my last point, I say all that to say this: there are also some Negroes that was sitting there on Twitter talking about, oh man, she was talking all that hot girl shit, but now that she got her ass humbled, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she should have took care of that shit. Oh, black men don't need protection from black women don't need no protection from black men, but y'all was doing all that rah rah, I'm a hot girl shit, and now look at you. And I want to say to those niggas, fuck y'all. Because y'all the same niggas that will cry holy hell if a nigga shot your ass. So now a woman gets shot on her foot, and y'all using this as an excuse to perpetuate your bitch assness. That we ain't doing that shit, bruh. That shit is over and done with.
Okay. Okay. Before I even get to one, let me ask you a question because I've had to ask I had to ask myself this question, and I don't like. I just want your honest answer. Have you ever asked black women to protect you as a yourself? Like you ever asked yourself for the protection of black women?
No, not really.
Cause I had to ask, cause like I literally, like I don't, like I literally had to ask myself this is like, if I really asked, cause I feel like as a man, I'm supposed to, like, this is just man shit. I feel like if I put myself out there, I gotta fight my own battles. Is like I'm not gonna be running to black because like it's the one thing I've always seen this is like, and we probably gonna be talking about this, maybe talk about this later. But it's just like I don't go to women to look for like protection or for you to like if I have problems, I'm not looking for you to heal me and all that other stuff. I do feel like as men, we do try to solve our own problems and all that other stuff before we even try to get to a woman because we understand that. But I do understand there are men that will take from women and not reciprocate them, and I feel like those type of men need to be ostracized. But back to the Megan and Tory thing before I get completely off topic. I want people to understand this. I love Megan. I love Megan the Stallion. I might have to Umar this. I love Megan the Stallion. I love Megan the Stallion. I do not like Tory Lanez that much. I do not like Tory Lanez that much. What he did, if he did what he did, he should be arrested and tried to the full extent of the law. You don't be like as this is the shit that makes me angry because I feel like, but at the same time, it kind of proves my point that I feel like you have to like look at other people's energy and ask yourself, is this the type of energy you want around your person? Um, I've always, for some reason, Tory Lanez always looked at him, and this is my assumption, as having little man syndrome. Why do you have a gun? And like this was over at Kylie Jenner's house and all that other stuff. Why do you need a gun at Kylie Jenner's house? And like, second of all, you told yourself, and he even said to yourself, "I don't go nowhere if I need my gun there. I don't want to go there. Why do you have your gun there and all that other stuff?" So I personally, until I get full um what's it? Until I know the full story, what happens between Meg and Tory, I'm gonna leave that alone. But if Tory did shoot him, I don't like that because I don't think it makes black men look bad. But at the same time, it's just like this whole thing about black women not being protected, which I do believe. But it's just like let's not try to further that point. If it was him, all
Hey,
right.
why you don't like Tory Lanez?
Is this my man Jew?
Yeah, this Juice. What's up, y'all? What's up with y'all? Why you don't like Tory Lanez?
I don't like his music.
So just because you don't like his
I've never been a
music,
big fan of his music. I
he
like
can't
to
shoot
first off, I
nobody.
like to welcome y'all. I like to everybody to welcome Juice to the podcast. This is his first time here.
Oh, what's
Say
up?
what's
What's up, brothers?
up. Nah, but never was a big fan of Tory Lanez. Just me. Um, and we were just talking about the situation between Meg and Tory. So, what's your you have any opinions on it, Juice?
Nah, I don't know too much about it, but I'm trying to figure out why you don't like Tory Lanez.
I never liked his music. Never really.
Like you just don't like him as a person.
I never liked his music. I don't know him as a person. Well,
Understood.
he looked like he got little man syndrome, but other than that,
He might.
like he might got that Napoleon syndrome. But other than that, his music wise, I wouldn't put him as like top nigga. He can rap though.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the situation, so I won't speak for it. I just wanted to know why you like Tory Lanez. You can continue.
um, I said what else? That's basically. That's basically it though. You got
I
anything else? Go ahead, Father.
I just wanted to say real quick, this will not stop me from listening to fucking "Slow Down" by Tory Lanez. That's my favorite song from him. That song is too fire, and I'm still going to keep it on my playlist.
He got. Don't get me wrong. He got a couple of hits I like. The one with T Pain and I don't know. No, it's like a couple of joints I like, but other than that, I ain't think they was that big. I guess we can move on to the next topic. Did you see? Obviously, you showed me to the interview with Nick Cannon and him with the rabbi, right?
Yes, sir.
Juice, did you see that interview?
Nah, that's crazy. I called the other man ran by. No, I ain't see that interview though.
Anyway, basically, what you I meant to ask you this, but I can ask you here. What do you thought about that interview, Father?
I thought it was I thought it was disrespectful, and I'm gonna explain why. Let me pull up my notes here. I got some notes on this shit. So, this interview was a result of Nick Cannon getting called anti-Semitic because he told the truth about racist ass white folks, and because he brought up Farrakhan, they linked it back to anti-Semitism, and then they also said, and I remember Nick Cannon in that interview with Professor Griff, he was saying that white people are closer to animals, and the black community, we had no issue with what he said because that's what they are. You feel me? If they didn't act in such an animalistic way when it came to black people, when it came to Native Americans, when it came to the Aboriginals of Australia, when it came to people in Hawaii, and I can go on and on and on about the fuckery that they plunged the world in with their
Mm.
colonizing asses, then we wouldn't be saying that shit. But this is no secret, and my biggest thing is that Nick Cannon told no motherfucking lies. But when I watch this interview, because I'm a person, I'm not afraid of information. You know what I'm saying? Whoever says it, I want to hear why you said it, and I want to dissect exactly why you feel that way. So I watched the interview. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this was Nick Cannon's attempt to really put some context into why he said what he said, and also apologize 3,700 times for the shit that he said in the first place, which he shouldn't be apologizing for because what he said wasn't wrong.
Agreed.
But you know, he's so the interview starts, and what's very interesting is the rabbi said this. He said the people that came out of the Holocaust concentration camps during were had every right to say the world is evil. And I thought that was very interesting because he said this to a black man. He said this to a black American man yeah, okay, let's just forget the fact that his ancestors went through 400 years of the worst slavery to ever exist in the history of mankind. We're just going to look over the fact because 6 million of y'all got put in ovens. And I don't want to sound insensitive, and I don't want to sound like I'm undermining the pain of the Jews during the Holocaust. We all can say that it was evil and it shouldn't have happened to innocent Jewish people. But let's tell the truth here. Your Holocaust was filmed. Ours was not filmed. You know what I'm saying? We were taken from our homelands to serve a country that we had to build by blood, sweat, tears, genocide, rape, and all that shit. And to this day, people still act like, oh, it's so long ago. Why the fuck are y'all still complaining? Like, racism is over. Deal with it. Shit like that. But when it comes to the Holocaust, there's a museum. There's that phrase, never forget this atrocity. When 9/11 happened, never forget. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a memorial every single 9/11 every single time. But black people, we get a month, and that month is in February, and it's just, yeah, here you go, Negro, shut up. And I'm like the rabbi and Nick Cannon's conversation, it just seemed really like condescending to black people. I'm gonna also put in another quote that he said. The rabbi also said that Martin Luther King inspired him because of his approach to awaken the consciousness of the American people by not deflecting from white supremacy and not pretending that we are all the same. But the problem that I have with that is America by nature is racist. America was built on the foundation of racism, and that has never changed since America became a country in 1776. The founding fathers themselves raped slaves, owned slaves, all of that. So you cannot sit there and tell me, oh, Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? He didn't pretend, he didn't deflect. But Martin Luther King soon learned that you cannot change the true nature of somebody. You know what I'm saying? If a snake is gonna bite you because it's a snake. That's its nature. America's going to be racist because that's its nature. So the rabbi was saying all of this dumb shit, you know what I'm saying, talking about, well, we shouldn't be we shouldn't be harping about victimization, even though uh, Jews were the ultimate victims. They didn't harp on their victimization. They just, got back up, dust themselves off, and then like they rebuilt themselves. And I'm like, this man is really trying it. He's doing that whole pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing, and he's trying to say, oh, because Jewish people did it and they went through and they went through atrocity, that black people somehow have an obligation to basically do the same thing, as if we didn't try to do it in 1921 when they got literally bombed for doing the same shit Jewish people did. That, and I can go on and on and on because it was a two-part interview. They had to take a break in between because they was just sitting there just babbling all over the place. Nick Cannon sitting there talking about, oh, I hate white supremacy and I won't apologize for it. But when it was oppressing you and it was paying you money, you didn't really say nothing. You did Wild 'N Out. You did shows like America's Got Talent and The Masked Singer, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Get your bag. But when it comes time to speak truth to power, a little pressure is applied on you, and all of a sudden you apologizing. You feel me? Farrakhan, he never apologized. He kept it real for 60 damn years. He kept it all the way real. He told you this is who the fuck I am, this is what I'm about, and this is how I'm gonna die. And he has not switched up since. You know what I'm saying? And one more point I want to make. So the rabbi, again, he used an example of a Holocaust survivor called Simon Wiesenthal. And he said he didn't succumb to the negativity and the victimization to build himself back up. But again, he wasn't a slave. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a victim of slavery. He wasn't a descendant of slavery. He wasn't put into a country where his people were just purposefully put on the bottom so other people can walk on. So he can't say, "Oh well, he wasn't a victim. He wasn't what's the he wasn't like a person of circumstance. He wasn't a person that turned the circumstance into victimhood." But that's not fair to say because this man was already established before the Holocaust happened. Rich Jews went inside the oven. Well-established Jews who own businesses went inside the oven. So you can't say, "Oh, this happened, so therefore he's not going to victimize himself. Therefore, because he suffered so much." And that's all I've got to say about this shit. This was a disrespectful ass interview. It just was. And there was a whole bunch of misinformation and it was just a whole bunch of babble between two people that nothing was really solved with this. It was just to appease white people.
Juice, you got anything to say about it in general?
About the interview or just the situation at hand?
You can say either or.
Well, the situation at hand, I want to ask you a question. I guess it's related to the topic. Um, how much out of the black people suffering and depression as of right now, how much is it to blame on black people? How much is it to blame on white people? How much is it to blame on the government? And how much is it to blame on other races like Asians and stuff like that? How much blame would you give the other people in this situation?
I don't know.
I'm only saying that because I feel like blacks got a lot they can do, but for some reason, it's like it seemed like not saying y'all, but just in general. So I'll say it as a whole. It seemed like blacks got like some type of tie to white people, as if like we gotta, I don't know, like we want them to help us, even though we know they oppress us. Like we not trying to help ourselves. It's almost like we waiting for them to do it, but they don't seem to be doing it. So it's like, why stay in, like, you know what I'm saying? Why stay in that mindset? That's just how I see it.
Um, I think me personally, I think it's like we do like I the boost as like the bootstrap thing. I've honestly never had a problem with it. The thing is, I feel like black people don't have boots to like strap themselves up, but I feel like the ones that do. Oh, I feel like at one point, if we really about the community, we gotta like help ourselves. So that's why like I'm always big on like black entrepreneurship or like
Uh,
building up the hood, building up our communities before like even going into white communities. We can make our communities just as profitable as Chinatown or like the Arab market or like even like some parts of like we can have our own Beverly Hills instead of going to Beverly Hills. But we gotta. I feel
uh,
like we gotta look at our environment as something that's profitable. Obviously when white people look at our stuff, they either buy it and then put stuff in there for their people to go and enjoy. That's why, and I feel like for us, we should be able to look at. But the thing is, even though PG County got something like what it's probably one of the richest black states, and we could probably got most of the people with money, is like how many people is going to invest in the hood? It's like who you gonna get to invest in the hood, and I guess that's the real question. Is just like because obviously we got a bunch of millionaires, but not all of them invest in the hood. But then again, you have Atlanta, and I know some of Ti and Killer Mike. They got shops and all that other stuff, and they're like a couple businesses in Atlanta that are black run. I feel like we have ideas. I just feel like we ain't got the people to like invest in them.
but we got so many people that's rich though. I don't understand the problem.
They got to again, like I said, I feel like they got to look at it as a profit. I feel like a lot of them, and then there are people just all about the getting their self rich. They don't really care about the they don't really care about the community. They all care about getting themselves rich, and I guess that's part of capitalism. It's, you know.
But you know what I'm saying? Somebody has to make you rich though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get rich off of other people buying something you have. So at the end of the day, like you or I or anybody or Bill Gates, you can't get rich unless people buy something from you, well, no matter what color they are. But what I'm saying is, I think we have enough money. Like they made the Black Wall Street like in what was that like 1920, 13, something like that.
1921.
1921. You telling me we couldn't do that again? I know we got more money than they did. I already know that for a fact just because I people somebody like Jay Z or somebody like Beyonce. I know we got more money, so I'm trying to figure out why can't that be done again.
Well, I don't know. There's been a lot of black entrepreneurships now, so I feel like it's getting it. It's going to take time because even like Black Wall Street had to build up their shit, and I feel like they did theirs low key.
Yeah, but I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't feel like it's that because it's so much amongst us that we got our own inner problems. Like for instance, like we have I guess you would say issues with each other to the point where even if we got rid of the racist white man, we still be like, you know what I'm saying? We still be messed up because we got so many inner problems. You know what I'm saying? The whole Meg Stallion thing, just so many things, man. Like light skin and dark skin. I feel like we destroy ourselves more than anybody destroys us. Even though the white man does have a system that's in place to catch us when we mess up, and it'll hold us in. But I feel like majority of it is us, though.
So, do you think we should fix ourselves before we do anything
I mean,
else?
would you fix somebody else's home before you fix your home?
I don't know. I'm all for about fixing my home before I go out somewhere. I'm all about that.
You just answer your own question. If
No, I'm
you,
saying, do you?
yeah, that's the only way. Like, I mean, just think about it, right? So we got all this money, we got all these athletes. Your Bron James is all of them, and I'm not putting it all on them because you know what I'm saying. It's enough of us to make a difference. Even if you wanted to throw the Spanish people in there, I don't know how y'all feel about them. But what I'm saying is, it's so many of us, like, why we can't make the difference. Mind you, like he was saying earlier, I think his name Father, they was like, we built the country. So that should tell you right there, we capable of, you know what I'm saying, building our own. Like it's that right there, but it's almost like it's not pushed in the hood. It's not taught. Like you can put money into the hood, but it's not money, yo. We need love and knowledge. Like we don't have that. Like I've noticed that from us, like just growing up. Like I'm over it now, but just me beefing with another neighborhood, or what I'm saying, something that my mama don't own, his mama don't own, or whatever case may be. But I'm fighting and willing to die over it. And at the same time, I'm also I'm wearing my oppressor stuff. Like all my clothes is from oppressors and this and that. Not saying all white people bad, but you know what I'm saying. We don't have our own. Like there's no reason why we don't have like black underwear clothes and like other on a bigger scale, because y'all mean black people will be everything. You know what I'm saying? So like if we don't fix ourselves, like it would never work. No, like no matter what people do, you can vote and all that. Like that has nothing to do with it. We gotta fix ourselves, like in the community, fix our I think we should fix our morals, fix our rights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not against any girl with kids. 'Cause I love kids, but there's no reason why you should have four different baby fathers. There's no reason for that dude to be busting girls like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some things we gotta check ourselves, because we cause these problems, and then the system has something in place to catch it, and then you'll turn around and build the system. I'm like, bro, the system isn't like, what I'm saying, all the problem. Like, for instance, I just seen this video. I wish I didn't see the video, kind of, because I don't like it. It seemed like boasted, but it was a black lady, right? And I don't know if y'all seen it, but she went to McDonald's, and it was two young girls working there. They said it was making like $7 an hour, and she was like, "Man, I got my own soul food restaurant. I pay y'all more, pay y'all 12. Like that's love. You know what I'm saying? You take them out of a situation, you teaching them how to cook, but you know what I'm saying? You making them feel something. And everything staying in the hood, like everything staying in our neighborhood or amongst us, compared to you working for a slave or somebody don't understand your struggle. Like I don't know how many times I've been to work late, and your boss, you know what I'm saying, like you might get in your shit not realizing we got problems and we struggle at, like, you know what I'm saying, just like I don't live in DC no more, I live in Virginia, but when I come back home, yo, like the energy is just like it's bad. Like it's not everywhere, because man, people out there is good, but it's like we don't even speak to each other, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much within us that I think is the problem more than outside. Like Nick Cannon, bro, if you gotta be proudful, bro. You cannot apologize. When you apologize, like you did something wrong. You ain't do nothing wrong,
Facts.
bro. Do not apologize. But if you know what I'm saying, people bashing him. He, like, I saw something, I don't know if it's true, but he was talking about like thinking about committing suicide. Like nigga, what? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying? That's corny, bro.
yeah.
If that's true, I don't know if it's true, but you know what I'm saying. Nah, I just saw this girl. Like I'm not so sure if y'all know the Gonzalez twins or whatever, the little basketball girls.
Yeah, I
And
know who that is.
yeah, one of the girls, she just put up a video talking about she about to kill herself, because I guess she not in a position that she want to be with God, because she's not doing music and this and that. Like that's ungrateful. For sure to kill yourself, but it's like there's no pride and no love of black people, bro. Like somebody will sit here and argue with me all day about Michael Jordan or LeBron. I'm like, bro, we should be thankful that it ain't a white person in the conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like we don't have no pride, and everything we do, somehow the media and all that like pin us against each other, and we fall for it every time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not. Don't get it twisted. They have blame. I'm not saying they don't. But when I just sit back and look, man, like how many black families do y'all know that's not together? You just know a girl with a baby father, or this and that. Like there's no families. There's like it's like no unity. It's no nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got some little Black Lives Matter. I feel some kind of way about that. But like it's just like in the hood amongst black people, like it's just not there, yo. Like it's the craziest thing in the world. Like Deshaun Jackson said what he said. Stephen A. Smith agreeing with the Jewish niggas. I'm like, bro, you live for your job, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? This man just said an opinion, and it's a problem. But it's almost like, what, you know what I'm saying? When is somebody gonna be bold enough to be like, man, I ain't apologizing enough and suck my, you know what I'm saying? Suck my junk, cuz like that's just how I feel. And don't get it twisted. I feel him because he don't want to do this money. But bro, at the end of the day, like if we still sucker about money, they always got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a couple of dollars. Like, come on, he said with that rabbi on that it sounded too, like, it sounded too fake. I didn't even hear it, but from talking to him, it sounded too fake. It sounded like he was apologizing because you was this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now you ain't got no money or whatever case may be. I'm like, bro, you had bread. I don't know how much money you got, but like where does the, like I said, where does the stand come in and where does it change? I don't see it within us. It's almost like we sitting here waiting and we voting and we marching and we doing the same thing, waiting for a savior. But for real, they looking at white people as saviors. I'm just not with that. I don't care. I don't need a white person. Like I'm beautiful. I'm black and beautiful. Y'all niggas black and beautiful, man. Like we great, bro. We do everything. Like you know what I'm saying. We build shit. We the best athletes. We everything, bro. We don't need them. Like you know what I'm saying. And it's almost like our people feel like we need these niggas, bro. Like that blows me. Like you know what I'm saying. Why do y'all care about the Oscars or the Grammys, bro? We got the BET. Well, fuck them, nigga. Fuck they trophies. Fuck all that. But the more you, it's like the more you want to be like I feel like we need to be segregated right now as racist you might think it sounds, I feel like we need to just separate from y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some things straight. Let's get some things straight. Because like I said, we got too many people dying. Like not only cops killing each other, the youngins killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Our parents, grandparents, all them dying with stuff. Like, come on, man, it's too much. And like I said, then you got somebody like Nick Cannon and Deshaun Jackson, big people with big voices to take a stand, and then they get pocket check, and then boom, they renege. We right back where we started from. We right, you know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, I don't like it, man. I really don't. I really don't like
Um,
it.
yeah, that's honestly that was the problem I had with this interview too. But like I told people, the thing about celebrities is their job is to be liked. Celebrities, if you break out the word celebrity, celebrated. You're celebrated for what you do. And the thing is, like as a celebrity, if you're not liked, you're not going to get paid a lot. And I feel like that's why I feel like Nick Cannon did that interview with that Jewish rabbi. I feel like he was trying to backpedal and all that other stuff. One thing I will say, he did not like go against Farrakhan because I don't think he's not even going to do all that. And like I do want to see a debate between like Farrakhan and Rabbi Jew. As for some reason, I do want to see those type of debates just so because I'm not like I told people my knowledge on the Semitic science or Kemetic science and all that other stuff is
Mm.
not. I'm not that big on knowledgeable about that, so I would want to learn as much as I can about that, just so I can at least have some information about that. But the problem I had with Nick Cannon, I think a lot of people and Juice done said it, and Father done said it, is that we was with you when you first said it, and we feel like if you didn't have to apologize, that you wouldn't have to be in this situation. But the fact that you had to apologize, it doesn't really look like you were standing your ground. At least with Ali, when he didn't want to do the draft, he stood his ground. And I feel like I believe Jim Brown was the same way when he was
Yeah,
talking about
and
all his
and
stuff.
he went to jail. Like somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got a fault, you know what I'm saying? And I read, not said I'd rather be, but even if it was me and I had the money, like I'll take that fall because like money ain't everything, you know what I'm saying? Nick Cannon, you don't need $1 billion to live, bro. Like, you know, I know myself, I'm an example of somebody living as a poor person, you know what I'm saying? Somebody making 20, $30,000, yeah, I can live. Like, bro, them couple millions ain't gonna kill you because, you know what I'm saying? You already good and established. If not, you know what I'm saying? You'll figure it out. But like I said, if don't nobody take a stand, it's like we in the same place in the same situation every single time, every single time. And yeah, they bring up the Holocaust and all that stuff they said, but see, it's just like how people treat football. It's more recent, so in their eyes, it's more relevant. You know what I'm saying? On top of they got the you know the whole little I guess like I mean they control a lot of stuff, but it's just more recent. So it's like a Super Bowl. What have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? You can have 5 Super Bowls, you ain't won in the recent years. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that, and it shouldn't be. But that's another problem, at least that I see.
Yeah, and that's exactly the problem I had. Um, that's basically it. It's just like I want to see, just like a lot of people, if you're going to be about your shit, just stand on that ground. And then it's not like he wasn't going. He didn't have no backup. Did he say he going to give you a show on Revolt? Oprah, she was just like she was going to give him 10 mil for a show. So it's not like he didn't have no backup. He could have literally just said, fuck Viacom. I don't need this shit. I don't even need Wildin' Out. I could go make another Wildin' Out. Um, just and it could be just as successful as this. I feel like, or Jay Z said, motherfuckers said they made Hove, made Jose. Okay, make another Hove. It's just like I'm gonna be good. Um, and to keep it short, it's just that um, I I don't know. I'm still disappointed in it. Ken, I understand. Like, it's and part of me understands because it's just like that show wasn't just about you. It was like you had other black black people that was coming from YouTube, Vine, Instagram, and all that other stuff. So I feel like you was looking for them battle rappers like Hitman and Charlie Clips and Conceited. It's just like, but I feel like they like I can understand you having them show there, but I feel like for you, I feel like it would have been bigger if you would have stood that stand, or at least take them with you. Because I don't know, I feel like they're gonna reinvent Wild and now put someone new on there. A lot of people said Ryan Seacrest or some shit like that. I thought that was kind of funny.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny, right? Secret. I saw a picture of it.
I but
That
any
should have
last
probably
words on
worked
this?
though. It just be corny.
I don't know. It's just I've always said Nick Cannon. He was corny, but he got the corny that makes money.
Yeah,
So
but
Yeah.
shit, man, they'll just switch the audience. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it could be like whose line is it anyway? Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
it'll be just like that. Something new, like that's all Dick Cannon on is real, bro. Something similar to that. Just a
yeah,
black version.
yeah. So any last words before we move on to the next topic?
You got to be willing to die for this shit. Honestly, that's all I really got to say on that. If you want the true liberation for your people, especially black people in America, you got to be willing to die for it. MLK did it. Malcolm X did it. Like Huey P. Newton was assassinated in his home. Like these were people that were truly for our people. And you know, when if you're truly for our people, that makes you an enemy of the state. So unfortunately, that's the times we live in.
Well said. Juice. Let me ask this question because I don't know if you was here when I asked Father this question. Like, as a black man, personally, have you ever asked a black woman for your protection?
Oh, I heard you talking about that. No. Oh, I do that. Nah, I mean, I guess when I was 2 years old, my mama, maybe that, but
I don't.
nah.
Well, I don't know because I've been seeing a lot of these is just like these things about like black women saying like uh we're not your therapist. You don't come here to like because you know how they say like a broken man goes to a black woman and then all of a sudden they get all healed and all that other stuff and it's just like oh we
They
didn't
switch
ask
up.
yeah and they switch up and all that other stuff. It's just like a lot of me and I'm just saying this for myself. It's just like I've never really asked a black woman to protect me and all that other stuff, nor did I went to them for uh to heal per se. So it's just like let me ask other dudes this because it's just weird me hearing it. Now I've had now I've said this all the time. I've had black women look out for me. Like there's times when black women done looked out for me, and I've always reciprocated them any way I could. But as far as like asking them for protection and all that stuff, nah. So this is why I asked y'all this question.
Real quick, if I could just say one thing, I'm tired of that narrative that black men go to black women just to get healed and switch up on them because it really does nothing to better ourselves as a community.
Hey,
What I
listen,
what,
listen. Hold on, I don't want to cut you off. You see what I'm saying? It's us. They ain't got nothing to do with the white man. It don't got nothing to do. It's us hurting each other. But go ahead,
Yeah,
brother.
no, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's facts. You're right. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because, like, you know, Ray, there's been times where, like, when we going through shit, women will come up to us and be like, "Oh, why won't you open up? Y'all don't ever open up to us." And then we're like, we have counted on many occasions, or at least there has been one instance where we open up to a woman, and when she gets mad at us for something, it comes out and they weaponize it against us. That has been the thing that black men has been having to go through for a very long time. So we decided, oh, okay, in order to not get hurt anymore, we're just not really going to open up. We can handle our own shit. You feel me? Now there's going to be some black men that's going to be able to fix their shit like I did, and then there's going to be others that's going to fold under pressure. And I just don't like this narrative of how if a black man is, you know, at least willing to like open up or telling a woman, hey, yo, man, I'm dealing with these issues right now. I don't think it's him saying, oh, you need to fix me. You feel me? Like that shouldn't be the number one thing that you default to if a nigga's trying to tell you he's fucked up or you know he's going through some things. But like that narrative that just we just default to going to black women to fix our issues, like we need to dead that.
I just think just women just nurturers by nature. It's just not even that we like even look to it. It's like it's like women is just nurturers by nature. Sometimes as men, we just um like that shit. Life is hard. You might gotta suck it up and just keep going, and that's how we kind of look at things. And I just women, they just like they gotta nurture, they gotta coddle a bit, and all that other stuff. And even when and I think that's like when I think about August's situation, like he was really fucked up, like mentally and physically. And like I think Jada looked at him. I think, and I'm genuine with this. I don't like, even though I said she had to suck in this energy, I really did think she was looked at him like I want to heal him because he looked broken and he looked like he needs help, and let me try to heal him. And I think she did, but in during that time, she kind of like had a relationship with him, and then that shit popped off. It's just it's just one of those things where I guess it's just like you know, it says she shot with she took a shit where she ate and all that other stuff. But me personally, is just like I know I never like really looked to black women to heal me and all that other stuff. And I don't remember other black men. Matter of fact, if anything, I've always seen black men like when they know someone else is fucked up, it's just like, yo, my man got like two different baby mamas by like other two different baby mamas and don't really take care of his kids like that. Sure, you want to mess with him, and some girls be like, I don't care, you know, and then fuck with him anyway. And then when he do some fuckboy shit, I know like they get mad and hit you with the men are trash, men ain't shit. It was just like, what did you expect? It's just like that nigga. If he don't feel like he has to fix himself, he's not going to. So, but I don't know. That was just one of the questions on this. The Kanye. Okay, we're gonna be talking about Kanye and Kim. Obviously, like you're seeing Kanye having another mental breakdown, and he was kind of like throwing it back at Chris Jenner and Kim, and like he was basically going on Twitter and having this big ass rant on Twitter. And like, even though like people like Dave Chappelle and Dame Dash went to come see him, obviously this is another thing about the mental illness and the black community. Father, you want to speak on that?
So it's no secret that Kanye has been having mental health issues pretty much in, like, I won't say his entire career, but like when his mother died, it really started coming out. And when he married Kim Kardashian and had children with her, for a lot of times Kanye was, he was like pretty much chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like he had his moments here and there, but for the most part he was just making his kids and making his money. He recently became a billionaire. So, we was congratulating him with that. And as you know, I don't like Kanye that much. So, whenever his name popped up, I just kind of like ignored it because, I'm not going to give energy to a nigga I'm not even really feeling like that. So, this shit comes up again because this is not the first time, you know what I'm saying, that he's had these little outbursts and shit. Well, not little outbursts, but like it's not the first time that he's had, a major episode like this. So when he was doing that shit with the little rally that he was doing, when he was talking about Harriet Tubman didn't free the slave, she just sold them to another slave master or whatever. And then those tweets that were coming out, he was talking about his wife was a white supremacist and shit like that. And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, bruh, people are going to take this and run with it because this is Twitter, this is the internet. They're unforgiving as fuck, especially if you got mental health. And then they want to sit there and cap like, oh, if you need help, call the National Suicide Hotline. I swear we're there for you. And I'm like, if y'all don't stop capping with that bullshit. And it's I don't, but I expect that type of reaction because America as a whole does not give a fuck about mental health. If they give a fuck about mental health, a lot of shit in America would have changed. You feel me? We wouldn't be as overtly capitalistic as we are, knowing that there's people out here that literally suffer from mental health and not able to have the capabilities of the average citizen or the aspiring average citizen. And especially in the black community where our trauma was not, our 400 years of trauma was literally not healed whatsoever. But we still have people talking about, oh, well, Kanye West has money. Why can't he just, do this or do that? He's a rich man. Well, what does he got to complain about? And that just goes to show me that a lot of people don't even really know like the implications of having mental health issues in the first place. Because you can be as successful as you want, but when that depression hits you, it'll knock your ass out. Just ask Robin Williams and just ask Chester Bennington, R.I.P. to both those men who succumbed to their mental illness. So it's like when we talk about these things, we really got to be careful of the narrative that we're pushing because for so long, mental health has been kind of stigmatized, especially in the black community. But what I can say to kind of give the black community a kind of respite is that a lot of us literally didn't know any better. Black people as a whole in America have a lack of knowledge of self. And when you have a lack of knowledge of self, you tend to take on the characteristics of your oppressor. That's why it's so easy for black men to resort to violence because who did they learn it from? They learned it from white people. That's why it's so easy for black women to just blame the black men for everything because the feminist movement enticed them to look at black men as the issue. When you look at history, there is absolutely no history of black men taking things away from black women on a systemic level because we didn't have that type of power. As a matter of fact, if you looked at the civil rights movements, you come to find out that most of the people that were really putting in the work were black women. But we didn't make it seem like, oh, it's us versus them thing, like they did when Stacey Abrams was elected into office. They was trying to say, oh, 98% of black women, voted for this black woman to become it was governor or some shit. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, but y'all trying to make it seem like black men didn't do anything either. And that's a dangerous narrative to have because now you're gonna make it seem like black women don't need black men. And that in itself is going to be detrimental to the black community because look at what we got as a result. And there were a couple of tweets talking about, oh well, if Kanye would have married a black woman and why
Mhm.
wouldn't a black woman heal Kanye's pain? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like the thing about Kanye West is at the very end of the day, he is the only one that is. It's going to be his decision to invest in his healing. Just like with a lot of black people, there's a lot of black people that go to therapy. There's a lot of black people that go into spirituality. There's a lot of black people that literally had to heal themselves because nobody else would do it for them. But then you also have a lot of black people that they've been indoctrinated by the system. These are niggas that were trained by the American society. So that's why they're so self-destructive because it was literally ingrained in black people to be as self-destructive as possible when you look at history. And I feel like when you bring it back to Kanye, this is somebody that, this is somebody that has a lot of power, and wealth, but because of his mental illness and the stigmatization behind it, it holds him back to really being who he can be. If you feeling what I'm saying. So I don't like Kanye, but I'm gonna wish him my well wishes and hope that he gets into a better place. So we'll see what happens.
Jules, you got anything to say about it?
Oh man, I like Yeezy, man. I mean, but like, I mean, it's hard to say he got mental illness because a lot of the times when he talking, he, you know what I'm saying, he's saying some truth. So is it mental illness? Is when somebody telling the truth? You know what I'm saying? He might have been wrong, or you know what I'm saying, misguided on the Harriet Tubman. Maybe he is right. I don't know. I don't know Harriet Tubman. But I'm saying it's like maybe he knows something that we don't know, or maybe he got our best interest. And I feel like the same. Well, I feel like he going hard, like how Nick Cannon shouldn't have, and he won't apologize. But when that happens, like people turn their back on him. Now I'm not saying you gotta like the man, like you know what I'm saying. Fathers say he don't like whatever, that's cool. But it's like the people who do mess with him, like you can't sit here and call him crazy because you just like don't know his life. You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw that Sway interview, and he was like, "You don't got the answers, yada yada yada." And, you know, it made him look crazy. But when I watched that interview from the beginning, I was like, "Bro, he not tripping." Like you know what I'm saying? I just don't like. I just think that depending on what somebody's seeing, it can throw you off. Like maybe Get Out is about him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think somebody would just make up stories like that. Not saying he wouldn't, because I mean people do it all the time. But it's like Kanye just a real dude, bro. Like you know, if Dave Chappelle flew out there to see him, a couple other people flew out to see him. Like he maybe he like I said, he might be lucky, might be not. But this niggas out here who fuck with him, and the ones who I see fuck with him, I ones that I like. Like I like Dave Chappelle. And I'm trying to think who else it was out there, but the people who went out there fuck with him, I like him. Like it's a certain group, but they not the sellout kind of guys. Like you know
Dame
what I'm
Dash.
saying? Okay, it was Dame. Yeah, Dame said like they not the sellout kind of guys. Like yeah, they make business deals with the white people and stuff, but I feel like they for our people. It's other people like that. I just don't feel like they for our people. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean I didn't want him to be with Kim either. Like you can go bust Kim, but you can't marry her. But I feel like they put Kim on him to keep him from all because man, you think about it, Kanye's out like vocal, at least in the black community. You know what I'm saying? He from Chicago. He was trying to help Chicago. He put other rappers on like Yeezy a good dude, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? And I feel like they'll tear him down. Like I said, because he got a white wife or whatever the hell Kim Kardashian is, because their whole house over there wicked. But it's like you know what I'm saying? It's just weird because people would go on him so much, or like I said, it's like a double standard because people pick and choose. Like you ever heard people be like, "Oh man, you can't marry no white girl, that's crazy." But Childish Gambino married to a white girl, then nobody say nothing to him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can't pick and choose, bro. When we ain't marry no white people, it's across the board. Fuck that. I don't care who you are. Like you said, you can make mistakes, but like I said, maybe you know what I'm saying something ain't right with Kim. Cause she done had a lot of boyfriends and I'm sticking around. So maybe something ain't right with him, and he ain't know because he was lunching, like you said. And I agree, he ain't been right since his mom died. But that was probably somebody he confided in. He can't confide in nobody. I feel like the black woman or whatever. It's not about a woman, but I feel like I can confide in the woman. I should at least my girl, like my girl, my wife. I feel like I should be able to confide in them. I'm not necessarily looking for help, but I should be able to vent to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's something you should. They want to vent to me. Why can't I vent to them? You know what I'm saying? But I like Yeezy though. You know, like I really do. Just like it seemed like he positive, but it just seemed like he being like tired from left and right because a lot of things be happening to him that shouldn't happen to him. Like Drake, the whole situation when Drake was like fuck him, whatever, which is cool, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, that's somebody's husband or wife now. Like you can't speak like that just for sales. You ain't my man, you a sucker. We need to check Drake on that. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like that. So I see a lot of real things with Yeezy, even though I know he be lunching sometimes. But I like Yeezy, man. I like because because like I said, the black people still divided, but I like Yeezy. He might have been lunching a little bit lately, you know what I'm saying? He had the vest on, but shit, he might not be crazy. Because remember he was talking about the radio shit, and then what happened? He went into the little psych Joan, and he came out with the blonde head. But I was like, bro, he was saying some real shit. But it's almost like he was saying shit that other rappers or other entertainers were scared to say. And it made me look at other entertainers like, so maybe they not lying. Maybe he not lying, but the other entertainers suckers because like I said, what happens? They get their bread taken from them, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever case may be, but it's almost like we make fun of these people because they look crazy or, you know what I'm saying? They have a situation that's like, dang, like, why you know what I'm saying? Why you going on them, going on that? Same reason why, like, you a bash man if a man was cheating on him or cheating on somebody, but yet Jada clearly was cheating on Will, whether they had an open relationship or not. And then you had, like, a situation like, Steph Curry wife talking about she wanted attention from other dudes. If a dude would have did that, man, it'd have been World War Seven, no problem. You know what I'm saying? But then it's with the girl. It's like a I don't know. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? But I like Yeezy though, bro. You put people on. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with Tiana Taylor, Pusha. Like I fuck with Yeezy. Yeezy not like everybody else. I fuck with Yeezy like shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like his circle is people that I like. Like he, you know what I'm saying? Most Def and all of them. Like it's people I like. He not just like messing with everybody, anybody just because you can make money with him. Like he do shit because he got passion, he got love for shit. You know what I'm saying? I do fuck with Yeezy. Like I said, he been lunching lately. I will agree, but at the same time, like everything he's saying ain't like he lunching. Like some of this gotta be true. Like I don't think he just sitting here making up stuff just to get attention for album sales or whatever the case may be. He not that. He don't seem like that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. I really do like Easy though. Nick Cannon, I used to like Nick Cannon. I'm starting to not like him right now, but I do like Easy because these, like I said, Easy don't be retreating from his words. Like he might go in a cut and they call him crazy. He shut up, but Easy don't be come out like I'm apologizing. I fuck that nigga. No apologizing, bro. You ain't wrong. You saying how you feel. You know what I'm saying? They say how they feel and they get away with it. Police kill people the way they feel. Why you can't do that? You know what I'm saying? But I only see it with black people. It's kind of weird.
I'm still look. Although I'm still a fan of Yeezy, he be getting on my nerves sometimes and all that stuff. But I'm not gonna be lying. I'm always anytime he rant, I do be here for it. I do think there's some things he do be saying is right. I do think there's some things he be saying is you like what the fuck you talking about. There are times where like I feel like he even though there's some things he's right about, but I feel like he also need to like steer things that I feel like he needs to brush up on, especially when it comes to history and all that other stuff. But when it comes to music and in fashion, except for the shoes, I think like he's really on point on that. I feel like he's always trying to do stuff for black people, but I also feel like he has an admiration for white people as well. And like all of y'all said, ever since I said when his mother died, he lost his mind, and I feel like he's been trying to find that person to confide to ever since his mother died, whether it was Hove or Beyonce or Donald Trump or Kim or even the Lord Jesus himself and God. Like he's trying to find someone to confide to that maybe try to keep him on track because he know that he can go far left if he's not. I don't want to say looked after, but like Kanye, he can go, well, especially when it's rants, he can go anywhere, and he's just someone that I feel like um he just like wants like at least a big brother or a OG to like at least calm down ever since his mom died. So I feel like that's what he's looking for. That's what forever what he was looking for. A lot of people look at it as him like waking up from the sunken place, but at the same time, I read that little joint from Kim. Now I'm not a big Kim fan, but at the same time, she's been kind of ride or die for him. She got that nigga out of depth like a couple times, so it's
Yeah, but okay. Even if she did that, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you gotta think it's not about money. All right, for instance, the whole situation with him and Sway, he was talking about the clothing business because he couldn't get his clothes and was trying to figure out why, what was going on. And then, like, not too long after that, I seen him in that video where he was in the car with Kim and them two little fashion dudes, and he was like kind of feeding the nigga French fries, like holding the nigga plate. Like, bro, you
yeah.
cannot, yeah, you can't do that. Like, if my girl not gonna let me do that, bro, I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's not manly, but you doing it to, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice and make whatever. And it looked like Yeezy didn't want to do it, but it's almost like, you know what I'm saying, he in a situation where, like, maybe she was like, man, I ain't helping you out if you don't do this or do this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she did this and that for him, but we don't know what he had to do for her to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things I don't know that I can't really judge him on because
I don't even
I
think
don't know what's
she.
behind the
I
scenes.
know she recorded it. I know she recorded. I don't think she should have recorded it. That should have been some shit that just like stuck with them and all that other stuff. But
Yeah, it should have. What I'm saying, it wasn't. So I'm saying is like, what's the like, you know what I'm saying? What's the whole? I ain't say, yeah, I guess it was the whole purpose because, like I said, you making your man look weak. Like right now, black men look soft. It look like women ruling us, and they can't do this and that. And I'm not saying we supposed to rule a woman, but at the same time, like women can't lead black men, but that's not gonna work. I don't care if you black, white, or whatever color you are. You can't. Women can't lead. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't think like us. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing against them. That's not how they built. They think with their emotions and feelings. For the most part, I think men think with just rules, righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Unless they should, but it's a rules. I mean, I ain't about to sit here and be like, oh, I want to do this because I feel like it. That shit gets you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what he is. But the issue is, like I said, his woman not really good. He say he trying to divorce her or whatever. She should have been did that, or at least trying to do it. But he kept having kids by her. But it's just like a lot of little things. It's just like I said, weird to me because then like Dwayne Wade, I like Dwayne Wade, but he been weird since he got with Gabrielle, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like he a whole different nigga, man. I don't even know this nigga no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of it just make black men look weak. It's like we don't have no strong black leaders. Like when I look out, I can't even think of too many strong black leaders. And if they are, they usually fighting against each other. Like Muhammad and Malcolm and all them, they had differences. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they had different views and shit, but they wouldn't disrespect each other. Like I seen Dr. Umar and niggas go at it. Like, bro, that's what we your brother, bro. You can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We look too divided. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least have the conversation like that off camera. Don't let the whole world see us that we beefing. Because then, like I said, we still look divided. We still, you know what I'm saying? We not strong. We so separated because, you know what I'm saying? I think it's more of us than it is them. But we divided in, like I said, so many aspects because of stuff like that. Like, come on, bro, we need to be together. We need to come to things and start agreeing on, you know what I'm saying, certain topics, but it don't seem like that. it seems like there's more women in the forefront now, especially fighting for black people than it is men. I don't like that either. I don't like that at all, actually.
Uh, any final thoughts before we get into final thoughts?
I still don't like Kanye.
It's
All right, now we get into our
it's
final.
all good. Everybody don't like everybody. Ain't really about that.
All right, and with on that, we're gonna get into our final thoughts, and we're gonna start with Juice. You got any final thoughts, my brother?
Man, we just black people need to do better. We gotta do better and fix ourselves, man. That's all I think it is. We fix ourselves, everything else everything else come together. We gotta fix ourselves though. We fucked up.
Father, you have any final thoughts?
I'm still kind of bummed. I gotta wait to fucking repair my laptop. That's gonna, you know, it's gonna suck. Um, and this is gonna be really random, but I've been saying it ever since she said that bullshit. But Drea Michelle got nice feet. That's all I got to say.
um, yo, Juice, did you watch that DMX and Snoop Dogg shit?
No, nah, it wasn't that. Because now, look, this is what I'm saying. So most of the jokes I've seen, I don't know if white people did, but all the ones I've seen, they've been black people, Erica Badu's and Jill Scott and all that. I just saw something that said some dude about to do something with the verses, but it's a white dude and he gonna own the joint. And like, you know what I'm saying? Another thing, making all black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, there's no reason why a black dude or Jay-Z or somebody shouldn't have already owned it instead of to it. Like, yeah, we can make a joint called verses or whatever. Cause like I said, you see the love it got, but like I said, somehow a white man then stuck his nose in the business. Yeah, I allowed him like now. I'm like, nigga, fuck you and that versus joint. We gonna make our own versus joint. We don't need your money, nigga, but they suck it in. It's crazy. I'm trying to figure out who it is that owns it, but yeah, I don't like that. So like I said, we gotta fix each other. No more thing about the white man. Let's fix each other, man.
I didn't even know that shit got sold to the white man.
Yeah, or they like sold because I mean it's not it's not really a thing. It was just some two people doing it, but they came with the idea and now they about to, I guess start paying people. It's about to become like a thing now, like an actual thing that's like what I'm saying with timelines and what I'm saying stuff like it looks like a damn show. But there's somebody. Well, I'm trying to figure out where I seen it. I want to see. I seen him in the shade room, but I had seen that. John. I'm like, that's crazy, bro. Like what is going on with us?
I know
Shoot.
they was talking about that with URL and caffeine and all that stuff. They think URL that caffeine bought URL or some shit like that. So
Yeah,
I
they
know
said
about that.
Beasley said he sold the junk.
Did Beasley sell it?
Yeah, that's why I saw Joe saying he sold it. I didn't look into it, but I think he sold the junk.
Yeah, I might have to look into it because Smack was like, "The shit not for sale." You know what I said? They not buying for the culture or some shit like that. So I hope not because it's like because obviously like they was making money and all that other shit. They just keep making that money off that app and shit. But anyway, I feel like a lot of these brothers was right. Do feel like um, we gotta like not self like I don't want to say segregated, but I always say we need to look out for ourselves and at least like have leverage and all that other stuff for ourselves that we don't have to depend on the white man and all that other stuff. I've been on that tip for like the longest. It's just like so anytime when I see like black entrepreneurship, it's like I applaud it. Anytime I see people try to make the our hood the black community better, I applaud it. Like I even appreciate open conversations like this where we get to like at least have our problems out there and like at least try to talk it out and all that other stuff. So I always like see the good in that is I hope that I see more solutions and all that other stuff. And
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. The deal is with Apple Music.
oh
How does
yeah,
Jay Z not get that, or somebody making something else? Yeah, it deals with Apple Music, so Apple making more money off black people. That's crazy.
well there you have it. and on
Yeah,
that
it's
and
with
on
Apple
that note
Music, and it's
and
but it's
on that
going and it's
note,
going to start airing out like Wednesday. Like I said, they already got the little jar. I think for next show next week. I think that's what it said.
who they got? Oh, he must have jumped out.
Yeah, he
and
dropped
on
out.
Um, well, on that note, I'm about to end it anyway. On that note, I'd like to thank the panel for jumping on. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is, you know what, let me just say podcast and we signing out. Peace.